Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today because I've got a very good video for you here. We're going to be talking about the Doomsday Clock. Okay, I'll explain what the Doomsday Clock is here in just a second, but this team of atomic scientists that you see here on the screen along with many other people have decided to reset the Doomsday Clock to 90 seconds again. So last year we were at 90 seconds. This year again, apparently we were at 90 seconds. So I guess every year they reevaluate this and decide where to put the, the time at on this clock. But basically the closer we get to midnight, the closer we are to some sort of doomsday event, catastrophic event throughout the entire world. And it doesn't have to just be what you would think, like nuclear war. It could be pandemics. It could be, destabilization of countries and just the whole world, or economic crash, or just something major, catastrophic, or even it could be like an asteroid or something. It could be a lot of things, but it's mostly like global tensions, nuclear war, things of that nature. And yeah, so it's been reset to 90 seconds, and it's been as high as far as I know, is like 17 minutes. So we are very close to midnight, and we have been as of last year. And if you follow this channel, you'll be able to see why we are so close to 90 seconds, at least why these scientists believe we are. Because we are at such great risk right now of nuclear war. That is probably the #1 scariest thing that could ever happen right now, that could just completely annihilate humanity. And it's very possible it could happen. Hopefully it never does, but we're going to show you a video here real quick that talks about this doomsday clock. It's going to have some captions on the screen. I'll kind of read it for you and we'll go over it. So the doomsday clock explained. Since 1947, the Doomsday Clock has served as a metaphor for dire threats to human existence. The clock warns of how many metaphorical minutes to midnight humanity has left. The clock's hands are set annually by the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, a group formed following the Manhattan Project. The group protested the use of atomic weapons on humans and formed in 1945 in response to the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In 2023, the Bulletin moved the hands of the Doomsday Clock to 90 seconds to midnight, the closest it's ever been in apocalypse in its 75-plus year history. On January 23rd, the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists will announce the new time for the clock, so obviously it's already passed. The announcement will feature science educator Bill Nye and Bulletin President and CEO Rachel Bronson, among others. So there you go. Just kind of a quick summary of what that is. That is the Doomsday Clock that you see here. And yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is a video you're watching. It is not a picture. It's just kind of in, I guess, slow motion a little bit. I sped it up just to kind of, show that they're not just standing there staring at the screen. But no, it is a video that you're watching there. So yeah, there you go. So 90 seconds to midnight. And we're the closest to a doomsday event that we have ever been ever since last year, okay? And a lot of this is due to the war in Ukraine, and now they've decided to keep it at 90 seconds because the war in Ukraine is still going. There's lots of, talk of nuclear war, lots and lots of people, I put out these news alerts every single day, and I let you know all these countries, all these people that are talking about nuclear war, and they're just throwing it around like it means nothing. So I see why these scientists think that we're at 90 seconds. We're definitely very close to using nuclear weapons. And if you see what Kim Jong-un is doing over in North Korea, he's throwing that word out all the time. So it's very possible. So I'm going to show you this article here real quick. Wars and climate crisis keep doomsday clock at 90 seconds to midnight. That's another thing, is climate crisis. So, obviously that's the whole thing with climate change and trying to cool down the planet. The planet is, the polar ice caps are melting, and we're going to have sea levels rising, all these different things. And obviously that's a very controversial thing, but I'm just stating exactly what it is they're talking about there. So scientists say billions of lives under threat as symbolic clock stays at closest point to midnight since it was established in 1947. The Doomsday Clock, a symbolic countdown to human extinction, has stayed at 90 seconds to midnight, the closest it had been since it was established in 1947, a panel of international scientists said. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists cited the continuing threat of a nuclear escalation in Ukraine, the horrors of modern war in Israel and Gaza, and the lack of action on the climate crisis. It's interesting they say that lack of action, which, you know, the countries have been doing some things, but I guess not to the extent that we should be, right? Which threatens billions of lives. 90 Seconds to Midnight is profoundly unsustainable, said Rachel Bronson, the president and chief executive of the organization. Last year, the bulletin set its metaphorical doomsday clock at 90 seconds to midnight, the closest it had been since it was established after the Second World War. So here's kind of some different time periods of where the clock was originally at. So 1949, the USSR's first nuclear test, we were at 3 minutes, so pretty close to midnight. 1952, 3 years later, U.S. tests first hydrogen bomb. We got down to 2 minutes, so we're even under that after the test of the first nitrogen bomb. At the end of the Cold War in 1991, we moved all the way to look like 17 minutes here. Okay, so very far away from doomsday. 1998, India and Pakistan tit for tat nuclear tests. Okay, we were at looks like 9 minutes. So 9 minutes in 1998. 2006, North Korea conducts first nuclear test. That moved us all the way down to 5 minutes. 2015, worsening climate change and nuclear weapons modernization. We got down to 3 minutes. So look how we were slowly moving back to midnight. Basically after 2006, once we moved to 2015. In 2020, erosion of nuclear arms control and inadequate climate crisis response. Okay, so nuclear arms exploding, more arms control, arms race of nuclear weapons, and then climate crisis was inadequate, the response to it at least. In 2023, mounting nuclear risks in Ukraine war. So look at that. It brought us, I think we were at, were we at like 100 seconds, something like that, close to that. And we got moved down to 90 seconds just because of this, risk of nuclear war inside of Ukraine. And a lot of that was due to also Putin claiming many times that he was going to use nuclear war or nuclear weapons as well. And it's just been thrown around left and right. And I talk about this so much in my videos. So if you want to know more about nuclear war and hear about some of the news coming out on that, please subscribe to the channel for more. In 2024, so this year, hottest year on record. Okay, so I'm assuming they're talking about the climate. And supposedly, yeah, last year we had a very hot year. I don't really know too much about it. I haven't really followed the weather too much, but I know we did have like down near Florida in the United States. I know there was lots of talk of the sea levels warming up down there, or the sea temperatures, I should say, warming up. I remember hearing about that. We had a lot of fires. I know we had a lot of fires, and we have had a lot of crazy weather patterns. And then even this year we had that polar vortex coming in during winter and just blanketing the entire U.S. with ice and snow. So we have had some crazy weather, I'll say. Lots of tornadoes as well. The panel of international scientists said in 2023 that humanity's continued existence was at greater risk than ever before, largely as a result of the invasion of Ukraine and Russia's thinly veiled threats to use nuclear weapons. There you go. You see how I talk about that? That I've mentioned it so many times in this channel. Like, Russia has claimed so many times. It's been Putin. It's been their old president, Dmitry Medvedev. There's just been so much people just talking about, let's just use nukes already. We got the Satan, what do they call it? Satan 2 nukes and all that. We got the most powerful nukes. So let's just start using them. And it's just being thrown out there like it means nothing. And it's what's increasing this, the time on the doomsday clock here. So here's what I said. So founded in 1945 by Albert Einstein and others who helped develop the first atomic weapons, the bulletin attempts to educate people on potentially world-ending dangers. So that's basically what this, this whole clock is about, is to show the closer we get to midnight, the higher possibility that something major catastrophe could happen. Okay, so nuclear war, something, climate crisis, or anything like that. And climate crisis can lead to a lot of things. So I could see why that, could be a major issue. But yeah, I mean, that's your doomsday clock that you see there on the screen. Just thought I'd bring that to your attention there. I understand. I get it. I know there's a lot of you out there that look at these team of people and they kind of laugh at them and they're like, this is a joke, or whatever you might feel about it. But it is a real thing, and I just wanted to bring it to your attention to let you know that at least these team of scientists, these atomic scientists, believe that we are still at the closest point ever in history to using nuclear bombs on countries and just completely obliterating the planet. Okay, Donald Trump has come out and talked about that we're at the closest point in history to nuclear war. There's lots of warnings coming out on this, and it's a serious thing. It's not a joke. So I thought I'd bring it to your attention, at least just bring you a quick update, let you know what's going on with that. But that's going to be it that I have here for the Doomsday Clock being reset. But yeah, as of now, it's at 90 seconds to midnight, the closest it's ever been in history. So we'll keep an eye on that. If that ever changes, I will update you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today and being here. Really appreciate you. If you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. YouTube will notify you when we put out new videos, and we do put out several every day. So thank you so much again for being here. You all have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, and God bless.